Hello, everybody, and thank you for joining us here at Cyberlux's channel. Just want to let you all know what we're going to be doing here. We're going to be running through company updates, industry updates, answering any questions you guys have for us. So if you have any across any of this video series, don't be afraid to send them over. And of course, we're going to be introducing members of the team. So who better to kick us off for video number one, the CEO, President, and Director, Mark Schmidt. Mark, how are you doing today, and are you ready to get into it?
I'm doing great today. It's wonderful weather out, and we're have all sorts of exciting things going on in the business. So it's great to be here with you and look forward to discussing.
Perfect. I feel like the best way is to dive into you a little bit first, right? Let's paint a picture of your background and everything. So first and foremost, tell me about some of your past experiences and what really got you interested in this industry. What was the spark, so to speak?
So I was a mechanical engineer in college, and then I got my MBA from Duke as a matter of course. I worked for IBM for 12 years, had the opportunity while I was there to start or be part of a group that started an entire business focused on making the internet inside the consumer household a utility. And this is back in the 95 to 98 time period. So it was pretty early, but we did see that the internet was going to be as commonplace as water and as electricity. So our initial product set even included a server that could be built into a home. I call this era the Internet of Things 0.0. We were a little bit ahead of our pace there, but the company ultimately was named Home Director. We spun it out of IBM, and that really started my entrepreneurial push. I'd always found projects inside IBM, of course, in the course of that 12 years, where I would be involved in the new things that IBM was working on, particularly in the PC and personal computing space, and some of the advanced connectivity technologies. So we spun this business out of IBM, and it was called Home Director Inc. And that really set the course for the rest of my career. I was there for a few years, got to serve in various capacities. I was general manager for the business for a while. I ran East Coast and West Coast business units. And then I decided once it went public, it was probably time to go do something else. So I moved on into what was at the time an LED lighting startup business called Cyberlux. And along the way, we tackled issues with getting the LED lighting revolution pushed out into the consumer product world to start with. So we pushed into the consumer market with the white LED product with a series of consumer products, and had some success there. We were just distributed across Walmart, Home Depot, Lowe's, etc. Got to deal with big box issues, big box challenges, big box successes. Decided along the way that we would, in parallel path, pursue the Department of Defense type of business. And so we did some projects with DoD, and that really set us on a course that set the pace for where we are today. In 2020, like a lot of businesses, we had a down year with the pandemic, and really had to rethink what we wanted to do with the business. Needed to grab on some, high growth potential. So we re-engineered Cyberlux in the beginning of 2021. Fully launched a plan in towards the end of second quarter that we call Operation Alpha, which really transformed the company into an advanced technology platform business. We've since expanded into a business unit that we call Digital Platform Solutions, which includes the digital transformation of businesses, governments, any sort of task or analog continuing existing tasks that can be digitized. We've got a group that works on that. Big effort inside of government. For example, the new governor of Virginia has launched an entire unit devoted to digital transformation. For anybody that has dealt with government entities or government contracting, that there is a lot of opportunity there to take what still is an analog version of these businesses and move it into a digital space.
Very.
We acquired a company that's been deeply involved in that for many, many years. Really experienced team, really excited to have them on board. We look for that to be a key catalyst for our growth going forward.
Okay.
We also just announced an acquisition of a unmanned aircraft company, Catalyst Machine Works, and we have an unmanned aircraft solutions business that is geared towards both hardware and software in the UAS space. That ties in nicely with our DoD DNA, and we're pursuing all sorts of opportunities across the Department of Defense and law enforcement, not only in the US, but around the world. We also have an infrastructure technology group. We acquired a company that has telco infrastructure, renewable energy management, and deployment infrastructure experience. They're operating in Europe principally. We're starting to get their expertise deployed into South America. And we have a Miami office, in fact, that's reviewing US opportunities now as well. And then we have our traditional advanced lighting systems, which really led us to this point in the company as we re-engineered it. And we're continuing to pursue that with various global defense initiatives. And that really led us to where we are today. And it's been a very exciting transformation. The last 9 months have been spectacular. We've seen our revenue grow exponentially. In fact, I think in our first quarter results we just posted, there was a $6 million of revenue in the first quarter. And we've been on path since last August with a cumulative $14 million of revenue growth. We have an outlook of 45 million this year, and we're on pace for that. So we're very, very excited. In fact, the first quarter results would say we're ahead of pace by quite a bit on a percentage basis. But we look forward to the rest of the year, and there's all sorts of very interesting and exciting opportunities that we're bringing into the pipeline.
Yeah, and over the course of this upcoming year here, we will kind of dive into each of those things as they come. So everybody, please stay tuned for those. But Mark, I wanted to back it up a little bit, and I do agree that 2020 was either a transformational year for people, or a lot of people just fell under the bus at that point, right? People were put through the gauntlet, so to speak.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, it's interesting. Tell me more about that pivot, and from your perspective, when you were looking at things, what was the final deciding factors to be like, okay, guys, we have to make these changes here?
Well, quite frankly, we had been looking at different growth strategies for a few years. We engaged different partners. We have a great strategist that we've been working with for a number of years, and it really just took the preparedness to meet an opportunity for us really to fully put what we call Operation Alpha into effect. When we looked at the various technology areas we thought were going to be important: software, UAS, infrastructure, and then of course our traditional lighting products and that technology. All of those things have interleaving force multiplying effects. And so we looked at that, and then the opportunity really presented itself with a remarkable run on our stock that gave us a over $100 million market cap to really work with, which really helped a lot in terms of our acquisition and integration strategy. So in the first part of 2021, we had our own version of a GameStop or AMC moment, where we had some long-term watchers of the company. We had some new people in the market that somehow found Cyberlux and realized that this company really does real things, and it really is a gem in the rough. And we had a remarkable run up last year in our stock while we were still in the process of even just rolling out Operation Alpha. So we've had some remarkable success. It really was driven by a whole shareholder community that saw the potential, and we decided to put the plan in action at that point, and here we are.
Perfect. Well, Mark, one of the great things about this video series is, again, that it's largely interactive. So any of you watching, we can answer any questions you guys got for us. It's kind of a good force multiplier versus, say, traditional IR calls, right? where you can answer one person's question at once. If you guys have a question, I'm sure other people will have that question too. But Mark, thank you so much for your time today. I feel like you gave us a great overview of your background, the background of Cyberlux, and then even where we are today. Next time, everybody, we'll do more of a general overview of the company for you guys. If you guys have any questions about that, let us know. But for now, stay tuned. And Mark, have a wonderful day.
Thanks very much.